Hello and welcome to Module 3, Nutritional Concerns During Pregnancy and Lactation, presented by me, Victoria Luetta, a registered and licensed dietitian in Texas. Foods to limit or avoid during pregnancy. Women should avoid raw or unpasteurized milk, cheese, and juice because they may have harmful germs that can affect the growing fetus. They should also avoid raw or undercooked meat, eggs, and fish because of the risk of bacteria. This includes sushi and meat spreads like pâtés. Women should always heat hot dogs and luncheon meats until steaming hot to kill any bacteria that may be harbored in these meats. So what about fish? Well, seafood is a part of a healthy diet for pregnant women. Omega-3 fats in seafood can have important health benefits for the mom and the developing baby. Salmon, sardines, and trout are some choices higher in omega-3 fats and lower in contaminants such as mercury. Eating between 8 to 12 ounces or about 2 to 3 meals of fish per week of lower mercury fish in particular, such as shrimp, canned light tuna, and catfish, can be a part of a nutritionally balanced diet. Albacore tuna and tuna steak should be limited to no more than 6 ounces per week, and fish such as shark, swordfish, king mackerel, and tilefish should be avoided because they are high in mercury, which can be harmful to the baby's growing and developing brain. Alcohol. Women should not drink any type of alcohol during their pregnancy because it can cause damage to the growing brain of their baby. Even a small amount of alcohol can hurt the baby's brain, heart, kidneys, and other organs. Babies can get fetal alcohol spectrum disorders, also known as FASD, if a woman drinks while pregnant. FASD can cause many problems, including mental retardation and learning problems. It is never too late to stop drinking, and resources are available to help moms quit for the health of their baby and for themselves, and these resources are listed here to the right. Avoiding alcohol is the safest option during lactation as well, since the alcohol stays in breast milk just as long as it stays in the blood and can cross over to the baby's developing brain. It's possible to have some alcohol in moderation, but no more than 1 drink per day is the standard recommendation. The length of time that alcohol stays in the milk depends on the sex of the person, their weight, and the amount consumed. Contrary to common beliefs, pumping and dumping does not rid the milk of alcohol. The only thing a mom can do is wait. Tips when wanting to drink and breastfeeding is moms should pump before having alcohol or directly feed their baby, and then wait the recommended amount of time depending on their body weight and how many drinks they consume before offering milk to their baby. A table of just that is listed here to the right. Caffeine. Excessive caffeine during pregnancy may lead to birth defects, premature labor, preterm delivery, reduced fertility, and an increased risk of low birth weight offspring and other reproductive problems. Caffeine may be passed to baby via breast milk. Most babies are not affected by this, but those who are more sensitive may be extra fussy or wakeful when exposed. Generally, 200 to 300 milligrams or 2 to 3 cups of coffee is considered safe. Other drinks that contain alcohol include energy drinks and sodas. Smoking. Smoking during pregnancy can cause tissue damage in the unborn baby, particularly in the lung and brain, and some studies suggest a link between maternal smoking and cleft lip. Studies also suggest a relationship between tobacco and miscarriage. Nicotine can be transferred to the baby via breast milk, but the benefits outweigh the risk, and lactating moms who smoke should still breastfeed. Even if moms do not smoke near their baby, smoke remains in their hair, clothes, and furniture and can be inhaled, ingested, or absorbed through the baby's skin. The longer the smoke sits on a surface, the more toxic it becomes. Infants of smokers are at increased risk of colic, respiratory infections, and SIDS, but breastfeeding helps to protect babies from the potential risks of environmental smoke. Drugs and medications. Illicit drug use during pregnancy may cause miscarriage, preterm labor, birth defects, stillbirth, withdrawal symptoms in the baby after birth, a higher risk of sudden infant death syndrome, poor fetal growth rate, and cognitive and behavioral problems. Women who inject drugs are at a higher risk of contracting HIV, which can then be passed on to their baby. Opioid drugs and other narcotics that are used during pregnancy can cause serious withdrawal symptoms in newborn babies. LactMed is a database that can be used to check the safety of medications during lactation. Plant-based diets are also a concern during pregnancy and lactation. According to the American Dietetic Association, appropriately planned vegetarian diets, including total vegetarian or vegan diets, are healthful, nutritionally adequate, and may provide health benefits in the prevention and treatment of certain diseases. Well-planned vegetarian diets are appropriate for individuals during all stages of the life cycle, including pregnancy and lactation, infancy, childhood, and adolescence, as well as for athletes. Therefore, pregnant women who follow a vegan or vegetarian dietary pattern should pay special attention to the foods that they eat so that they consume adequate amounts of these following nutrients: iron, B12, which is primarily found in meat and fish, as well as vitamin D, calcium, and iodine. Sufficient protein intake may also be a concern since animal products tend to be higher in protein. Thankfully, there are plenty of plant-based proteins to choose from as well. Good sources of iron for vegetarians and vegans include beans, lentils, and peas, dark green vegetables, wholemeal bread and flour, nuts, dark chocolate, fortified breakfast cereals with added iron, dried fruit such as apricots. Vitamin B12. Good sources of B12 for vegetarians include milk, cheese, and eggs. Good sources for vegans include breakfast cereals fortified with B12, unsweetened soy milk drinks fortified with B12, and yeast extract such as Marmite and nutritional yeast flakes, which are fortified with vitamin B12. As you can see here, vitamin B12 can only be obtained from fortified sources in vegan diets, since its only natural sources come from animal foods. Vitamin D can be obtained from adequate sunlight exposure during the months of late March or early April through the end of September. There are very few food sources of vitamin D, but some good vegetarian options include egg yolks, foods fortified with vitamin D such as breakfast cereals and fat spreads, dietary supplements. Vegans need to check dietary supplements to ensure that they are vegan friendly. The government recommends that all adults, including those who are pregnant and breastfeeding, should consider taking a daily supplement containing 10 micrograms of vitamin D during the winter months, October through March. People with darker skin or those who cover their skin when outside may need to take a supplement year-round. Calcium. Vegetarians can receive plenty of calcium from dairy foods like milk, cheese, and yogurt, and good sources for vegans include dark green leafy vegetables, beans, lentils, and peas, fortified unsweetened soy, pea, and oat drinks, brown and white bread, calcium-set tofu, sesame seeds and tahini, and dried fruit. Iodine. Good sources of iodine for vegetarians include cow's milk, dairy products, and eggs. Iodine can also be found in plant foods such as cereals and grains, but the levels vary depending on the amount of iodine in the soil where the plants are grown. Vegans may want to consider taking an iodine supplement or eating foods fortified with iodine, such as some types of plant-based drinks. Again, a doctor should be consulted if there are any concerns about taking supplements. Lastly, we have protein. Most plant sources of protein are not complete, meaning they lack one or more essential amino acids. Vegetarians and vegans need to complement their protein sources to ensure that they receive all of the essential amino acids. Complementary proteins don't have to be consumed all at one meal, but they should be consumed over the course of the day. Combinations of complementary proteins include lentils or legumes with grains, nuts, seeds, or dairy, grain foods with dairy products, or dairy with nuts and or seeds. And you can see several ideas for meals and snacks that contain complementary proteins here on the right. You can pause the video at this moment if you'd like some time to continue to look over this list. However, this concludes our video on concerns during pregnancy and lactation.